Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. So if you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Shoichi's Path. So I updated to the latest version that just came out and promptly could not continue from where I left off. So I'm gonna keep track of where I am in relation to the new content. I add some new content for Kasuk, whose path I'm not on. So I'm just gonna keep playing the older version until more Shoichi content drops, or if we're even getting more Shoichi content. I don't even know if we are. His path, I think his path is already done. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump right back into it. Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes while I entertain you, and let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you're up, and let's go. Let's see. I'm upset. How you guys thought I'd just say okay and go on my merry way after you two ignored me for months is beyond me. We didn't ignore you. I still message you at least once a week, don't I? Oh yeah, because that's such a good substitute for real interaction. Okay, I'm sorry. I admit, we probably could have done more to include you in the stuff we were doing. It's just that we've befriended this new guy who transferred to our school this year, and most of the time when we go out, we're just doing it for him. We didn't really have any reason not to invite you. It's just never crossed our minds. She stares at me, her brow furrowed. Her eyes kept moving up and down as she studied my face intently. Fine. I'll let it slide this time, but only because I can't imagine you guys excluding me out of malice. Considering how airheaded you two are, the idea that you forgot doesn't seem at all far-fetched to me. Wait, airheaded? Since when are we airheaded? Oh, you don't like that? Do you prefer the alternative where you kept me away on purpose and I have every reason to be mad at you? You're right. We're a duo of airheads. Her face finally lights up, a bright smile taking the place of the severe expression she had until now. Hitoka-chan giggles cheerfully, almost in a childlike manner. Her voice carries softly through the air with a certain grace that is unusual for her. You're forgiven. I know I can be a little intense at times, but you guys have to remember that you two are my closest friends. It gets really lonely when I can't spend time with you two. Yeah, that's fair. I never really bothered to look at things from her point of view. When I think about it, Hitoka was always tagging along with Saya, Shoichi, and I when we were kids. Then Aki joined when he was old enough to do so. The five of us were always playing together as children and having fun as a group. Our childhood days really were a blast. Remembering it already has me feeling a certain nostalgia. And yet, nowadays I can barely talk to Hitoka, and never do anything with Aki outside of playing video games every now and then. I guess Yuuichi and I are both guilty of ignoring our families. How about we go out together sometime? Just the five of us. The five of us? Yeah, if we're all having a get-together to honor our childhood days, and we can't forget about Aki. Oh, I didn't know we were doing it to honor our childhood days. I just wanted us to have a get-together. Well, I thought it'd be a fun little idea. Hitoka laughs, her ears twitching. I'm not saying it's not. I just find it funny to see your tendency to overthink creeping up on you again. I overthink things. Have you ever met your brother? I'm not saying he doesn't do it too. Honestly, you two are fruit of the same tree when it comes to that kind of thing. Very much disagree with you there. You're free to disagree as much as you like, but as someone who knows the two of you really well, you're more alike than you think. I reject this notion and refuse to partake in this conversation. Cease your activities at once. What are you, a lawyer? I think lawyers would say stuff like that with more gusto. Objection! That is purely conjecture. 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 Or something like that. God, you really are a dweeb. What? Seriously, you'd have to be a big dweeb to make a lame joke like that. Lame? Giggling, Hitoka walks up to me, putting both her arms behind her back and standing merely a few centimeters away from my face. That's right, your joke was really lame. Don't worry, though. But don't worry, that's one of the reasons why you're so fun to hang out with. It gives me a friendly poke on the stomach, causing my body to jerk away from her. Hitoka, don't do that! You're still pretty ticklish, aren't you? Yeah. Let me try again. She starts furiously poking my stomach with both of her hands. I try to jump away from her and put some distance between us, but she gives chase. Hitoka, stop! Crap, if she keeps this up, I'm gonna break into a fit of laughter. Remember how we used to play around like this when we were kids? Shoichi was the one who taught me all your weak spots. Get away from me! No, stop already! Oh, you're caving in! Your legs are already shaking! Hitoka, stop! I can't breathe! My legs suddenly give way, making me slip and fall. Hitoka, who had been chasing me, also trips and falls too. Wah! Ah! Whoa! Hitoka falls on top of me, knocking the air out of my lungs. Uh-oh. Ow, are you okay? The world's spinning! Sorry, I went a little too far. What the hell are you two doing? Shuichi! I can explain. Of course you can explain. Even you wouldn't be stupid enough to try and get it on with my sister in my house. You know I'd kill you for that. So, let me guess, someone tripped and fell? That's half the story, yeah. Someone better tell me the other half of the story ASAP. I was chasing Yuuichi and tickling him a lot. You two should be more careful. You could have hit your heads. You're no longer kids. Try acting like adults. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Apology accepted. Now, Yuuichi, I've already left the faucet on for the bathtub. It won't take long for it to fill up, so go to the bathroom already. I think you've left some of your clothes here the last time you came over, so I'll leave them on the door for you. Thanks. Sorry for the trouble. Don't be ridiculous. It's no trouble. And Hitoka, we need to talk. God, this can't be good. Considering the words Shoichi spoke to his sister just before I went to the bathroom to wash myself, I came back to the living room terrified that they'd be having some intense conversation that I shouldn't be part of. Can't believe someone would suggest something like that. Right? How stupid do you have to think to think that idea would be accepted? Instead, I get back to the sound of laughter with the two sitting on opposite ends of the couch and chatting merrily. What did I miss? They both turned to look at me at the same time. Wow, you're looking pretty sharp there, Mr. Athlete. Yeah. Shoichi, why didn't you tell me the clothes I had left here were some of my sports outfits? What difference does it make? Clothes are clothes. You're not wrong, but it's kind of embarrassing to be wearing these indoors. For the love of God, it's just a polo and some shorts. What's so embarrassing about it? I don't know myself, it just feels weird. The only thing that's weird here is you. Settle down, you two. As if we're being particularly rowdy right now. Rowdy enough that I have to tell you to settle down. Whatever you say. If you don't mind me asking, what were you two talking about before I came back? Hitoka was telling me about the suggestion some of her classmates made for the school festival. Oh, what about it? Why don't you tell him, Hitoka? Smiling, Hitoka nods. Well, my class was voting on what we'd do for the festival. A few of the boys suggested we make a maid cafe. Can you believe that? What? A maid cafe? Yeah, isn't it ridiculous? What self-respecting girl would ever work in a maid cafe? Of course, all the girls in class shot that idea down immediately. That's... I look over at Shuichi and see him barely able to keep himself from breaking into a fit of laughter. I see he hasn't told Hitoka about Saya's work at a maid cafe. And considering how much Hitoka looks up to Saya, I have no doubt that he finds the whole thing hilarious. Yeah, I can't imagine a girl doing something like that either. Right? It's just so demeaning. Ugh, those boys are so stupid. She has no idea just how close to home her words hit. Other than that, it seems that Hitoka's time in our school has been pretty uneventful. She hasn't even joined a club yet. Really? Isn't the deadline to submit applications by the end of May? Yep, if she lets it pass, she won't be able to join any clubs until next year. So you have to make sure to write your application to the volleyball club already, okay? Don't be ridiculous. We both know I'm not joining the volleyball club. But, I'm sure you'd like it. How many times do I have to tell you that I don't like sports? I hate feeling all sweaty and gross. Come on, at least humor your big brother a little. I'll pass. I don't think there's any club I'm interested in joining, so I'll just go without. Don't be like that. That's such a waste of your student life. Personally, I find it more wasteful to keep myself cooped up in a school for 10 hours a day. I prefer just going home right after class and hanging out with my friends. How's that you turned out so different from me? God forbid two siblings don't end up the same. Stuff like that never happens. Don't you sass me. Shuichi, you're being a little unreasonable here. Hitoka-chan has the right to like different things than you know. One second, guys. I gotta drink some water. I have done 4 videos back-to-back this morning. Feeling a little parched. Okay. Easy for you to say. You have a brother who might just love tennis more than you do and glorifies you for your skill. Do you want to take Aki for yourself? I'll give you my blessing. Don't you just go around offering your brother to other people? Yeah, that sounds so filthy. Filthy? I meant I'd give him to Shoichi to be his brother instead. What the hell do you think? What the hell do you think of me? Oh, yeah. Hitoka looks away, her cheeks reddening as she stammers to think of words. That's an excellent question. Seems someone has their mind in the gutter. Shut up! He must have hit the nail on the head because her face just got so red it's kind of cute. I guess this serves to prove once and for all that girls can have dirty minds too. As if that was ever in question. I don't have a dirty mind! Of course you don't. You thought we were talking about knitting, didn't you? Just shut up! Yeah, that's enough for now. I swear I can feel steam coming out of her head. Ow! I already told you to shut up, didn't I? Fine, I get it. You don't have to hit me. If I don't hit you, you'll never learn. What am I to you, a punching bag? Thinking back to your childhood together, I think that'd be an accurate way to describe it. Well, it's not a way I'm happy with. She crosses her arms, looking away from her brother with a huff. Her cheeks, however, are still tinted red, and her tail is lashing around almost like a cat's. Gee, she's so easy to read. Are you gonna get all huffy now? You're such a pain. Shoichi, maybe try not saying those things right to her face. Oh, please, I'm not gonna spoil or rot like my parents, and you for that matter. What? I don't spoil her! What are you talking about? You spoil anyone as long as you think they're cute. You spoil Aki to this day for that reason. Plus, you also spoil June now because of that. That's not, it's different. Sure, like I'll believe that. This June guy you two mentioned a few times tonight, what's he like? Oh, you're showing interest in my friends. That's a first. How is that a first? I'm friends with Yuuichi-kun and Saya-chan, aren't I? That's different. You basically grew up with them around us. Of course you'd be close. Whatever, just tell me about this June guy. Fine, calm down already. Why are you so fussy all of a sudden? If I didn't know her well enough, I'd say she's jealous of the guy that just moved into town and now gets all the attention from her brother and I. Oh, no, wait, that's exactly what it is. Come on, Shoichi, it couldn't get more obvious. His name is Jun Kobayashi. He apparently lived here a few years ago, but moved away for school and only came back this year. Since he didn't know many people in town and was completely new to our school, we helped him get around. And it turned out that he was a really great guy and he just fit right in with our group. He basically comes with us wherever we go now. Hitoka pouts, her lips quivering with disdain. She looks away from Shoichi, her pointed stare falling to the floor. Lucky... What was that? I couldn't hear you. I said, poor guy, geez, of all people you'd have to meet first, it had to be you two. Now he's to put up with you two giant weirdos every day. That's the most pitiful thing I've ever heard. Hey, why are you so angry all of a sudden? Come on, Shoichi, you've got to be smarter than that. You said something? Nothing at all, it's just your imagination. Either way, Hitoka, Jun is kind of a quirky person. He can be pretty eccentric and intense when he gets excited, so not everyone would have the patience to deal with that. Indeed, lucky for him, we just find that side of him funny more often than not. Except when he's crushing my arm in the streets. Crushing your arm? What? Yeah, Jun-kun is a little fearful of crowds. He can get very nervous around groups of people, and he tends to cling to others when that happens. The word cling isn't enough to describe it. It's like having a boa constrictor wrapped around my arm. Why does it always have to be me? You're the one that's always standing closest to him. I guess. Huh. This guy sounds like a total wimp. Hey, you don't even know him to be talking about him like that. Jeez, why are you acting so aggressive? Are you seriously that stumped? That answer should be obvious to you, dumbass. Might introduce you to him sometime. If you stop calling him a wimp, that is. We'll see. Oh boy, she's pouting again. She's pouting so much. So, not acting her age right now. So I take it you two have been busy, hanging out with this guy lately. We don't hang out as much as you think. We're pretty busy with our clubs and whatnot. Oh, yeah, how's that coming along? Are you guys finally gonna win something? We make it to the finals every year, don't be so dismissive. And yet you never win. So what good does that make you? Competition is hard, okay? Up until 5 years ago, the Saitama Prefecture would get 2 spots in the national championship. But because of lackluster performances in it, we got one of our spots given to a more promising prefecture. Plus, the team that always qualifies is seriously strong. The worst part is, our school used to be the strongest in the prefecture until a few years ago when Shirayama High started aggressively poaching all kinds of players to their school. I guess our school didn't want to invest in the volleyball club at all that much. Yeah, and whose fault do you think that is? I don't think there's anyone to blame for that. Yes or no, did you get a full scholarship plus a ton of benefits for joining this school? Oh, come on, you can't say it's my fault our school stopped investing in the volleyball club. Minamikawa Academy might have had good players in the past, but they're all people who rose to the top only after they were already in here. The tennis courts are pretty run down until they spent a ton renovating it so the program would be appealing enough for you. And it's not just you. Minima has Saya, too. Being able to nab the #2 player in Japan's male division and #1 on the female is no small feat. The amount of concessions they give you guys is insane. When all the good volleyball players in Saitama started flocking to Shirayama, Minamikawa made no effort to make any offers to them. In the end, they ended up building a great team while ours is filled with average players. Wow, I don't think I've ever heard you talk smack about your teammates. Don't get me wrong, they're good. I'm not saying they're not. But you can't argue against talent. Shirayama got the most talented players on our prefecture in a single team. No matter how well I run our team, that wall is hard to overcome. Jeez, I've never seen you sound so defeated before. Yeah, what happened to that don't talk crap about my teammates policy? I have no intention or desire of losing, but I won't fool myself either, you know? Everyone in the team is aware of their own shortcomings, but we're still working really hard to do our best. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's what we believe in. I suppose it doesn't hurt that they have the best setter in the country as their captain. That's going too far. Oh, please. You've been getting interviewed by magazines and TV stations since we were kids. He's also got offers from at least 4 different professional teams. Let me guess. They went right to the same place as the summons for Japan's youth teams, didn't they? Yep, right to the trash. I barely have enough free time as it is. The only way I'd be able to attend those training camps and competitions would be if I took time away from my training with my team. I can't do that. Yeah, and that's been your excuse for, what, the past 5 years now? It's not an excuse. Whatever you say, boss. Shoichi's shoulders quiver slightly. I can see him biting his tongue to keep himself from answering back, both literally and figuratively speaking. He even curled his tail around him and on top of his lap. Is it even possible for him to look more like a cornered dog? Hitoka gives him a few taps on his back, snapping his attention back to her. Just hang in there. I'm sure this year will be your year. I really hope so. It's my last chance to go to the national tournament. I want to be able to stand on those courts at least one more time before I have to say goodbye to my teenage life. Jeez, way to make it sound so dramatic and sad. I'm sorry I take things seriously. Maybe you should learn a thing or two from me. You mean how to be an uptight dork? I think he's fine the way he is. What? Hey! It doesn't have to be the last time. It doesn't have to be the last time unless you want it to be. You've already been offered opportunities to become a professional. I don't know why you're so stubborn about going to college and becoming a businessman. Of course you don't understand. You lived and breathed tennis your entire life. You can't comprehend what it's like to have different priorities. That's not true. Are you two having this discussion again? I swear, I've already heard a rehashed version of it at least 10 times. I'm not the one who keeps bringing it up. Yell at him for a change. How about you don't yell at anyone? What, and lose this perfect opportunity to get some aggression out of my system? As if. You're the devil, woman. Ow! Jesus, she practically jumped at me just to punch my shoulder. This'll teach you not to talk to me like that. You'd do a much better job of feigning annoyance if you weren't smiling from ear to ear. She sits back at the sofa, putting a hand on her chin as if she were thinking of something. In reality, it's just a blatantly obvious attempt to hide her smile. This girl is one day going to be the death of me, I swear. You two try to behave, okay? You might wake Dad up if you keep this up. Gotcha. Shoichi's right in the sense that you tend to insist on the pro thing a lot. I haven't hung out with you guys in a while, but I still remember it being a semi-frequent conversation topic. Yeah, whatever you say. Besides, you're in no position to talk. You constantly reject offers from companies wanting to sponsor you for stupid reasons. Hey, my reasons aren't stupid. Oh, please. I don't want them to think they own me. What kind of reason is that? Once I go pro, I'll bite the bullet because I'll need some capital to pay for my travels until I can get things rolling and start earning championship money. But as long as the club is covering my costs, I'm not going to bother. And yet you try to criticize me for rejecting good offers. At least I'm still trying to go pro... Hey, ladies, quit the bickering. Ow, my ears, they're ringing. Hitoka-chan, what did we say about settling down? I can ask you the same, but what did I just say about fighting over this? But he's... It's not... I don't care. If you two keep this up, I'm gonna go outside and grab the hose. What? You wouldn't. Dad would kill you for getting the furniture wet. Before our very eyes, Hitoka began sniffling. Her eyes teared up and her body began to shake. She started wiping the tears on her eyes while she sobbed frantically. They were fighting, Daddy. I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared. Oh, God. Oh, she's so manipulative. I like her. Alright, guys, I'm gonna pause it right there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!